Thank you guys so much for this interview.
Thank you for having us here.
Do you guys remember the first time you realized that you wanted to express yourself through hip hop? What was that moment like for you?
제가 아는 음악 중에는 제 생각들을 표현할 수 있는 게 없었어요. 너무 가사를 조금밖에 쓸 수 없었어요.
So he's saying that there was no other genre that could suit what he wanted to say because, you know, hip hop allows for a lot of lyrics. So if you have a lot to say, I guess it's the perfect genre. I have a similar reason. I was studying literature in college. Of course, I liked hip hop since I was a kid. Never imagined that I would be rapping, but when I started freestyling, just for fun, basically, I loved that it was sort of like doing stream of consciousness writing, and it was easier to do. You get feedback right away. You get people dancing to it. You get people laughing to it, which I thought was one step up from the poetry or literature that I was doing at the time. So for me, it was the perfect genre as well.
비보이로 원래 힙합을 처음 접했는데
He was a b-boy at first.
제가 춤을 추는 방법이 잘못된지 몸이 여기저기가 아프기 시작했어요.
His body ached a lot.
그래서 힙합은 계속 하고 싶고 춤은 힘들고 뭘 할까 생각하다가
So he still wanted to be a part of hip hop music, but his body hurt from b-boying, so he decided to DJ. Hurt less.
내 몸을 움직이게 만들었던 비트를 내가 만들어 보자.
He wanted to make the beats that made him move.
Tablo, you're a mentor, a coach on Show Me the Money. How important do you feel it is, all of you feel it is, to have that knowledge of old school and other genres of music? And how do you feel that that incorporates for the future of hip hop?
I definitely, there are a lot of young kids that are exceptional at what they do. They're doing great hip hop music. But I tend to find that the kids who are well versed in the entire canon that is hip hop, so basically from old school to whatever is popping off right now, the people who have a love for all of that seem to me to be better at what they do. So I think it's that way with any type of art. You're gonna get people doing very new, innovative things, but when they have something grounded in the past, something grounded in tradition, and they have that knowledge, it becomes more innovative.
That said, because hip hop is such a collaborative field, it takes from every genre. A lot has been made about Korean hip hop sort of differentiating itself and making itself its own genre in itself. How do you feel that can happen?
I think, we can only speak for ourselves. Luckily, I think we're a good example of that. We've never been afraid to try different things. Like, we brought electronic music into hip hop way before it became a thing, because, we liked electronic music at the time. We sometimes bring rock into it because, it's fun. And actually that goes back into hip hop history because of, Aerosmith and
Run DMC.
Yeah, so I think it's only normal that we combine different elements into what we do.
You came out of the Korean underground hip hop movement, and can you tell us about that time? What was it like when you first became part of it, and how it is now? And then with your new label, High Ground, what about that scene is there anything about that scene you'd like to capture?
Actually, I discovered him because he was an artist in Korean underground hip hop. And I flew into Korea and I somehow discovered him. So maybe he can say something about 한국 underground hip hop이 어땠는지 그때.
씬에 있었던 사람들만 가장 큰 착각으로 되게 이 씬이 잘 되고 있다라고 생각했었는데, 사실 음악 전체적인 그 씬에서 봤을 때는 굉장히 작은 파트였는데 지금은 다행히도 그때 그 정신을 가졌던 사람들이 조금씩 확장해서 지금 힙합씬을 좀 키워놓지 않았나라는 생각을 하지만 여전히 힙합씬은 많이 큰 부분은 아닌 것 같아요.
He said, so basically, when he was doing underground hip hop way back in the day, this was a long time ago. He started when he was a teenager, so he said at the time it was just the people that were in the scene that thought that it was huge. But if you look at it from the bigger industry's perspective, it was a very small portion of the culture of music culture, and now because people have been pretty persistent with their passion, it's come to a point where hip hop is a much bigger portion of the music industry.
And do you want that sort of feeling that you had when you were a teenager to sort of live in high ground?
Most definitely. The new label that we're starting is to support kids that have that passion, that have that spark that we felt when we first started, that we actually still feel. I think the biggest challenge of an artist is to maintain this, the passion, the little spark of passion that got you going at the beginning, and to keep that going for years. But since we were able to do so, I think we're in a perfect position to help kids, to help kids grow that spark and also to maintain it throughout whatever struggles they're going to go through.